A lot of highs and lows seem to have befallen the gaming world recently. I think everyone here knows very well it ain't easy keeping up with all of them, but don't worry, I've got you covered. I'm Theo, here to relay the good and bad news in gaming that you may have overlooked. Jedi Survivor is finally out, but boy, the PC port was horrendous as hell. Fans have been waiting for this game, and after being delayed for improvements, everyone was hoping for a more optimized port. But alas, 'twas not the case, with the game filled with glitches and janky performance, especially with its PC version. Respawn has addressed these concerns and is hard at work fixing the game, stating each patch requires significant testing to ensure we don't introduce problems. Although Respawn provided a statement on Jedi Survivor's lapses, fans saw it as a non-apology and even thought that Respawn is blaming their computer specs. Okay, first of all, no need to be hostile, Respawn. It's not our fault that you released an unpolished PC port. This has been happening for a while. Cyberpunk and The Last of Us Part 1 had abysmal PC releases and it's irritating. Stop selling us half-baked goods, for crying out loud. If you want us to pay full price on your titles, make it worth it. Personally, if the game needs a little more time to cook, why rush it? A lot of great games took their time and proved to be worth the wait. It's gonna be a while before this game runs smoothly, so might as well hold off on it for a while. Hoyoverse just released their latest gacha game, Honkai Star Rail, with a launch stream going in depth on what the game is all about. The stream featured a closer look at the story and colorful characters that make up your team, though not a lot of people were too happy with the spoilery details. Lily Pichu, one of the hosts, played the game a little bit, showcasing Star Rail's turn-based combat, which was the biggest difference it had with MiHoYo's Genshin Impact. It was also announced in the stream that the game will be collaborating with Waze and Razer. Make your cards a little bit more whimsical with March 7th as your personal navigator, and change your car icon to the Astral Express, and redeem 50 Stellar Jades in select Razer stores. The game is met with overwhelmingly positive reviews, praising its stellar visuals and swift turn-based gameplay, but criticizing its slow-paced narrative, especially with its beginning hours. Girl, we feel you. As much as we enjoyed playing Star Rail, it took a bit of time for us to enjoy the best parts of the game. Since its announcement in October 2021, fans patiently waited for its release so much that it got 10 million pre-registered users before the official launch. That's pretty impressive. The game has been doing so well since its release. Of course, it is still a gacha game and you gotta put out some money as you progress through the story to really build the party you desire. Having played Genshin Impact myself, I know this too well. But I guess that's always been the appeal of Hoyoverse games. Well, you come for the gameplay, but you stay for your waifus and husbandos. Microsoft has been in a lengthy battle to acquire Activision Blizzard and has been recently blocked by the UK's antitrust regulator, the Competition and Markets Authority, or simply CMA. The CMA was motivated by concerns about the future of the cloud gaming market, stating the deal could lead to reduced innovation and less choice for UK gamers over the years to come, given Microsoft being a key player in the market. Naturally, Microsoft and Activision Blizzard were unhappy with this decision, but stated they remain fully committed to appealing this decision. The majority of the fanbase is quite hesitant with this deal, as they fear Microsoft will be monopolizing the gaming industry, though there are still some who are all for the deal, especially in some countries that lack the huge library of games most have. In all honesty, Microsoft's desire to acquire multiple companies under one umbrella of cloud-based gaming is quite admirable. They only want games to be more accessible for others, albeit for their own financial benefit, but they are handling the UK's rejection like children. I mean, we get you're disappointed with the decision, but do you really have to go and say the UK has a flawed understanding of this market? Can't say if they really just want to stand their ground or they just dug themselves in a deeper hole. There had to be a better way to frame this, right? Hopefully, both sides will see eye to eye and work out a compromise that would be beneficial for both Microsoft's business and a fair market. Fans have been clamoring for an Armored Core game, and boy did everyone get lucky last week when From Software officially released a gameplay trailer for Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. Full details for what's in store for the 6th installment of the series were published last week in an article in a PlayStation blog post. The game will take place on a remote planet, Rubicon 3, where an extraterrestrial corporations and resistance groups are fighting for a newly discovered powerful energy source called Coral. The game's director, Masaru Yamamura, has also added that the game will have an intricate and multi-layered world, brimming with megastructures and enormous underground facilities built by its former inhabitants. Ooh, it looks like there will be more opportunities for some high-octane gameplay. The new game will retain Armored Core's most recognizable feature, customizing badass mechs, but with more features revealed. When the trailer dropped, everyone lost their collective minds. It has been 11 years since we've gotten a game in the franchise, and man, From Software sure took their sweet time, but it feels so worth it. I mean, yeah, the game isn't out yet, but the hype alone is an amazing feeling. Fans feel nostalgic, and so do I. The game is set to release on August 25th. It may be 3 months out, but that's 3 months too long. FromSoft, give it to us now, please. My childhood is filled with amazing memories of this series. I remember playing Armored Core 2 on our PS2 and just spending hours customizing my mechs and enjoying every minute of the superb combat. I'm joining the hype train for the Fires of Rubicon. The glorious return of the series is something that I've been waiting for, and I can't believe it's finally happening. Sony is on a roll with adapting their video games. Twisted Metal is their latest video game adaptation in their arsenal, set to be released on Peacock on July 27th, and with the success of The Last of Us, the famed game company is now full steam ahead on adapting the God of War and Horizon series for TV. According to Asad Kizilbash, PlayStation Productions head, the company aims to provide the upcoming series the same care as HBO's The Last of Us, stating, "We're gonna tell the story of the game because we can, because it's a show. We have the time to do it. We've got the episodes to be able to do it. We're not trying to cram it into a 2-hour movie." Amazon Prime will be handling the God of War series, while Horizon Zero Dawn will be streaming on Netflix. No other details have been shared, but Sony is cooking. Every time a video game adaptation is announced, it is usually met by hostility by passionate fans. But I think this is a little too much. The majority of fans are cursing both projects before anything is shown. Still, there are some who remain optimistic, or at least neutral until they see anything, and look forward to seeing their favorite games succeed in a different medium. Love it or hate it, HBO's The Last of Us is evidence that if you truly have passion for an IP, you can make a successful adaptation. I mean, the show brought so much attention to the franchise that the sales for both The Last of Us Part 1 and 2 rose exponentially. I think it's only fair to give these shows at least an ounce of doubt. I'm just here sitting pretty and waiting for Kratos to bust some skulls and Aloy to go off on her adventures. Also Netflix, if you're watching, Sophie Lillis as Aloy. Okay, thanks, bye! Phew, and that's all we got so far. Surely a lot more has happened that we may have yet to touch on, so feel free to let us know what we can cover next. Subscribe if you'd like to see more gaming news and content on your feed. Keep us company on Twitter too for more of our good old memes and posts. In the meantime, this has been Theo, and we'll see you all again very soon.